Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the PC Boys Podcast. I am your host, Logan Locke. So, it has been a while since I've done a podcast, mainly because my life has been a little bit restructured. I'm no longer going to be doing radio. I'm actually going into being a pastor now, so that's some pretty exciting news. But I've just been very active within my own church and stuff, with all the different activities, meetings, and such, so been very busy. And I've been so busy, matter of fact, I really haven't had time to create podcasts, and honestly, guys, I haven't really wanted to, just because with the state of movies and video games, it's kind of soured my interest to talk about things. But luckily, Spider-Man and Avengers had a very bad week for leaks. So therefore we got some stuff to talk about. So of course, if you do, like the content, subscribe, like the video, and of course the link tree will be in the description down below. But without further ado, let's get right into today's episode. So, this week, I did see the Spider-Man No Way Home, Brand New Day, gotta get used to that, trailer that was leaked. Now, there was two of them that I saw. There was one with Sadie Sink, and, her potentially playing, what was her name again? It's like the Spider-Wasp looking character that, like, shapeshifts and has to do with, like, the creation of, like, the web of life and stuff, a Spidem totem eater, right, like Morlun. I forgot the name of, her, or the character, because it's just not a character that I'm super familiar with. I didn't read a lot of stories with that character, if any, to my knowledge. But yeah, so, there was that trailer that showed, you know, things such as, Scorpion, Tombstone's voice. There was the second trailer, which had Frank Castle's Punisher at the very end. And the web swinging, guys. The web swinging looks so freaking good in this movie. And that's without the finished CGI. Now, I think I was watching The Den of Nerds the other day, and he was saying how this movie trailer was in development like 2 months ago. So, like, everything that we saw that was leaked was something that was, like, 2 months old. Which, if that's the case, then that trailer must be imminent to dropping, I would say, within the next month or so. That would be my guess. I don't have any inside knowledge or anything like that. But it looks really good, right? The trailer looks really good. Web swinging looks good. The suit looks good. Some of the plot points are very interesting. My only major concern about Spider-Man, Brand New Day is, what is that going to look like in terms of with all the villains that they're juggling? There's at least like 3 or 4 villains. We even see like the hand ninjas in the trailer as well. So there's a lot there that I just don't know about, right? I don't know exactly how that's all going to play out. But I'm very curious if there's anything that we can see. Someone AI'd this clearly. But overall, yes, these are very much images from the trailer. I do have them on my phone, but I didn't post anything, because obviously I didn't want to, get DMCA striked or copyright striked. But, yeah, no, this is, of course, talk about the hand ninjas and stuff. I just didn't know if there was anything on this timeline that I could actually see. I mean, this is one of the pictures, that this was talking about. Does this have the name of that, character that I was forgetting about? It doesn't look like the name is on there, which I think is so dumb, because they have, like, pictures and stuff. But yeah, so, obviously, a lot of the stuff is being taken down, the leaked pictures behind the scenes and stuff. I have them on my phone. Like I said, I'm not going to post anything, or else this video is going to get taken down. But, yeah, no, it's very interesting to me. It's kind of surprising that this one's even still up. But it's a great trailer. Like, you get to see the web swinging, you get to see the villains and stuff. I'm so excited for this movie. You guys have no idea. Like, this is my top movie of next year. I'm not looking forward to Doomsday like I am for this. Doomsday to me is a very weird movie. I don't know how to feel about it in terms of excitement levels or just looking forward to it in general. I'm just not very, particularly like, oh, I need to see that, right? I will, but it's definitely not something I'm super into. I don't know why I'm not following Steam. I probably should follow Steam. But yeah, there's a lot of talk going around right now about there being like organic webbing in this, and Peter's gonna like turn into Man Spider and stuff, which I hope not. Man Spider, for those of you, with this in the background here, this is the 90s cartoon. I love the 90s cartoon, but let's maybe not do the Peter Parker turning into an actual spider thing. Let's maybe not. Let's have like a good grounded film. Look at all of these pictures taken down. All of them. This is what I mean by like, it's a lot, yeah. So it's a lot. But basically, I can show you my page. So let me just come way down here that I can probably show you some of this stuff. But so yeah, this comic image right here, this is in the movie. This was in the trailer with Boomerang. So this was in the trailer, comic shot wise. Let's see, were any of these ones? Grey Hulk, we know Grey Hulk's gonna be confirmed. Obviously, Scorpion, Tombstone, Punisher. So everything's lining up. Tarantula, the Black Cat part. That is the only thing that we haven't seen anything on yet. But I don't. Okay. So there is a comic book, obviously, of, the classic Amazing Fantasy shot where he's holding the guy and stuff. That's in the trailer as well. So there is definitely a lot in this trailer that ultimately is really cool, right? And very much getting me hyped, and a lot of confirmations, of course. If you're watching the trailer and you saw the behind-the-scene leaked images and stuff, you know that the trailer was real, 100%. But yeah, so ultimately, I'm very, very excited for what we got. This is looking to be a very good Spider-Man movie, ground level and everything. I don't know where all these Man Spider rumors and everything are coming into play, but it's a little bit weird. Daredevil, you know what's crazy? So with Daredevil, we haven't even gotten a trailer for Daredevil Season 2 yet, and that's supposed to be coming out in March. So we're literally getting within that 4 months, and we haven't even gotten the first trailer of Daredevil Born Again Season 2. I know that it was released a little while back for like a certain group that went to like a certain convention and stuff, but we publicly have not gotten anything. Oh yeah, I was featured in a VTuber video. Yeah, that's another little small thing that happened. But yeah, so ultimately though, in terms of Spider-Man Brand New Day, very excited. So now let's actually go and take a look at Avengers Doomsday, because this is okay. So basically, for those of you that aren't caught up to speed, when it comes to Avengers Doomsday, there is a 4 different trailers that are supposed to be coming out each week that Avatar's in theaters. The first one is of Captain America, which basically just says that he's going to be returning in Doomsday, which I was very confused when I saw that trailer. It didn't really get me hyped. It really was just kind of like well, I don't know how that's going to work. And it just shows Steve and his son and him basically hanging up the Captain America thing with a clock counting down to Doomsday. Personally, I'm not super thrilled about Captain America coming back, just being honest. Like, to me, it just seems like a desperation move. Like, even more than RDJ playing Doctor Doom, it just seems like a desperation move to me. One of the trailers is going to focus on Thor and Doctor Doom, and I'm not sure what the fourth one is going to be quite yet. So, yeah. But, anywho, I don't know what all this stuff is about. But, yeah. See, all the media and stuff is taken down for this. I did see the Steve Rogers trailer as well. It was just, in terrible quality. Of course, Kevin Feige and his sniper, sniping all the people doing the leaks. But yeah, so when it comes to the Avengers Doomsday trailer stuff, like, it's just been a terrible week for Marvel because all these, their two biggest movies coming out next year, and I think it's their only two movies coming out next year, are just getting leaked all over the internet, really, before they're even able to hit theaters with the trailers and stuff, which I'm not a fan of how Marvel is doing the trailer releases for Doomsday, like, and it's not even, like, a trailer, they're, like, little scenes from the movie. And so they're putting them to Avatar Fire and Ash, right? And they're just attaching it. It's like, oh, go spend money, go buy a ticket to Avatar, which naturally helps Disney, so you can watch these trailers, which I'm not going to do. I'm not even that excited for Doomsday. Now, if you put the Spider-Man trailer on there, I'm going to think a little bit more about that. But, yeah, no, when it comes to Doomsday, I'm just concerned about this movie overall, right? What are we doing? How are we building Doomsday up? Why is Captain America coming back, right? Like, there's rumors that he's, like, going to be one of the major pieces to Doomsday, and, like, him staying back with Peggy is going to, like, affect what happens to Doom and his family and why Doom's after him or something. And I'm like, why are we doing this, right? Can we just, like, have an original story that isn't clawing at the grave of the best 10 years of the MCU? Like, I love the OG MCU. Love it. My problem with Marvel right now, they can't come up with anything original. And to me, that's a big problem, because why can't they come up with something original? To me, it just seems like a big, like, issue where they cannot get creative enough and get good writers to write out this 10-year plan. And now it's just like, oh, we're gonna, dig at the corpse of the best 10 years to try to pull people back into theaters. And in all honesty, if done wrong, it can ruin Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity War and the 10 years leading up to those movies. Because if you're bringing back Steve Rogers, that's going to mess up a lot, in my opinion, in terms of Steve's legacy and the ending that Endgame had. And then taking a look at Doctor Doom and how they're going to handle that. Like, what? Are they going to bring Iron Man back now? I swear to fuck, if they bring Iron Man back, I'm going to be pissed. Because you took the only major stakes in the old, as we'll call it, Prime MCU, and just shit on it. No stakes. It was all a nothing burger, and we wasted money back then to get to the subpar sequel. And apparently, I guess they're re-releasing Endgame in theaters to make Doomsday, Doomsday's supposed to be like a direct sequel or something. I'm not as, informed as I used to be back when I used to do the podcast all the time about the, plans for Marvel and the rumors. I'm kind of, like, a little bit removed from it now, so some of these things are whispers that I hear, and I take them as theories at best. And for me personally, I'm just hoping they're not going to ruin the legacy that was the Infinity Saga. Because the Infinity Saga, like, I can go back and watch the Infinity Saga and have a great time watching those movies. The new Marvel, I can't. New Marvel, just, it's terrible. There are good movies in the new Marvel, era. Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, No Way Home, Deadpool and Wolverine, even to a degree, even though it's a nothing burger movie, but it's a fun event film. But ultimately, I'm just not a big fan of what they could potentially do to the legacy of the Infinity Saga. And I'm just worried. I'm so worried about Doomsday, and it's very clear that Doomsday is a mess or it's not good when you're having to drag Chris Evans' corpse back onto the big screen as Captain America, and you have to bring back RDJ to play the villain. And I guess, of course, Tobey Maguire is going to come back and stuff, I guess, and there's rumors he's going to be in the final trailer for Doomsday that gets released, and I'm like, if they bring Toby in that trailer, you know that this movie's got to be a fucking piece of shit, because there is no way on earth you're bringing back all these old characters to get people in the seats. Like, if you were confident with the product you made with that Avengers movie, you wouldn't need to revive the corpses of all these great superhero franchises or time periods to sell your movie. It's that simple. Spider-Man, on the other hand, they're cooking with, right? Spider-Man Brand New Day, they are cooking with. They are doing a great job with that film. Everything I've seen about it and heard about it gets me hyped about the movie. I'm head over heels excited for Spider-Man, which is a big deal because Marvel, and I've been a big critic of the MCU version of Spider-Man, and it's not Tom Holland's fault. I think that Homecoming is the best of the three, then No Way Home. Fuck you, Far From Home. You're a terrible film. But for me personally, I am not a fan of MCU Spider-Man because they've written him in such a, there's no stakes, nothing really matters, everything's goofy, har, and that's just not Spider-Man. Spider-Man is a character that deals with struggles, right? Being able to afford rent, being able to pay bills, taking care of Aunt May, all these responsibilities, right? And these responsibilities are what give him his stress and give him part of his problems. So when you kind of remove that tension in favor of jokes or a lighthearted story, you know, to me it doesn't work. Even Peter Parker getting bullied in high school isn't really fleshed out in any of the Spider-Man movies. Like, it is a little bit in The Amazing Spider-Man, and it's brief, and I mean brief in the Maguire films, but they at least attempted it. In the MCU, they just kind of turned Flash Thompson into a joke, and it was so poorly done. So for me, the MCU, version of Spider-Man just has terrible writing. And my hope is with this new director and this new team on Brand New Day, and with everything that I've seen from the leaked trailer to what I've just heard and seen behind the scenes, the movie looks really good and really promising as a very fresh start, ground level Spider-Man film. And I love The Punisher. I love the Punisher TV series on Netflix. I love Daredevil, where he was introduced in season 2. And I'm just excited to see what they do. And Spider-Man is the direct contrast to me compared to Doomsday. Anything I've seen about Doomsday or heard about Doomsday, I just don't care. I don't care. It's not exciting. It doesn't get me like, oh, I need to go see this movie. And that's a problem, right? Especially when you're talking about an Avengers title. But the problem is, we've seen nothing about Doctor Doom. We don't know his reason for why he's doing what he's doing. I'm excited for Secret Wars, but that's probably a few years out, at minimum. So, for me, I'm just sitting here kind of like, okay, what's going to happen here when it comes to Doomsday? What's going to happen here when it comes to that story? What's Doctor Doom's motives? I want to know these things, and I don't know these things, and that's a big problem. Marvel needs to really focus on giving us Doctor Doom-centric stuff, so that way we can understand the villain that we're dealing with and why he's doing what he's doing. Because if Marvel spends all their marketing time hiding Doctor Doom or not giving us anything with Doctor Doom, then we're not going to understand the villain, and that's a big problem going into the movie. The thing with Thanos was they had a 10-year build-up to Thanos, and we knew why Thanos was doing what he was doing. Via Gamora, the Guardians of the Galaxy, even Thor to a degree, gave us some exposition to Thanos. And when we first saw Thanos on screen, bro whooped Hulk's ass and basically destroyed the Asgardian ship, making him a dominant force. So my major issue with Doomsday is, like, what are they going to do with Doom? What is his motive? That's what we want to know. That's ultimately what we want to know. But that's all I have to say about Doomsday. That's all I have to say about Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'm excited for Spider-Man. Doomsday, I'm very skeptical. Jury's still out on it. But let's talk about some gaming news, right? Because I don't really talk about video games much anymore. So let's start off with Call of Duty. Call of Duty's in shambles and has not really sold well this time around, which I find Black Ops 7 to be an interesting story because multiplayer is fine. I've played it. It's fine. The campaign's ass. I think Endgame's an interesting mode. I don't think it's anything great or revolutionary. It just kind of feels like DMZ to me, but in Black Ops 7 with the Treyarch feel. But it basically feels like the same thing. Zombies is good. Zombies is actually a really solid product. But yeah, for the most part, Black Ops 7 I would say is kind of an underwhelming game, and it's not really a big deal for me. Like, I just play it casually, and I play zombies only pretty much, so, I don't really focus on the multiplayer side of everything. You had the Game Awards, Expedition 33 pretty much cleared house, which everybody expected. Dispatch. Okay, that is actually a game I do want to talk about a little bit on the podcast. Dispatch was a game that I was not really thinking about or talking about, but I played it, and it is so good. And then I came to find out that it was made by the same people that made The Wolf Among Us and the Walking Dead games for Telltale. And I was like, I can see it. The Wolf Among Us, by the way, was a great game. Great game. I probably should replay it. But this game, Dispatch, was solid. I loved it. By the way, Team Blonde Blazer. Blonde Blazer is by far easily the best relationship choice and easiest one. Like, to whoever chose Invisigal, you're just a gooner because you saw a sex scene at the very beginning of episode 2. And that's on you, okay? But, yeah, no. Ultimately, though, that was a very big surprise. Gaming, so the reason I haven't talked much about video games on the podcast, when I do make a podcast, is simply because gaming hasn't really been that good. I mean, until we get GTA 6... gaming is just kind of like maybe an indie game comes out and blows us away and we think it's great, or it's literally nothing. But I do have to say, with Dispatch, the game came out of nowhere for me. I was hearing a lot of great things about it, so I decided to play it, and I was very, very synced into that game. I didn't stream it. Probably should have. I did stream Zort the other day. That's another game I've been playing. I'll probably stream some more Zort closer to Christmas. But I was having a fun time with that. It was pretty fun game. But no, Dispatch was amazing. I can't wait. I hope they make a season 2. I really do. And the fact that Moist Critical and Alana Pierce just kind of did voice acting, and Jacksepticeye, and, you know, to hear their voices in the game and then to play it, was like, oh, this is pretty cool. But yeah, Dispatch, highly recommend. You guys need to go play it. But that is all I have for you guys. I hope you all enjoyed the podcast. Like I said, leave a like if you enjoyed, and I will catch you all in the next one.